I really did. I'm so sorry I wasn't able to be here last week, but I missed you. But we're back this week with a super delicious, super simple recipe that we're gonna get into. Y'all like my do? I'm feeling really foxy brownish today. Or that man that used to paint on PBS, paint them pictures, the mountains and stuff with the afro. Either or. We doing today. But anyway, like I said, welcome to Soul Food Sundays. I'm your host B, and we are gonna make spaghetti today. 3-meat spaghetti. It's my special spaghetti, and it's made with 3 types of meat. It's super simple though, super easy, super delicious. I know a lot of people make spaghetti, but I'm gonna show you how I make mine today. But super simple, super easy. We're gonna get into it, but before we do, we got our libation. Now, as you can see it, I have partaketh of this particular libation plentifully. This is actually a tequila. It's called Beltrones. 100% agave, 80 proof. You see, you might not be able to see it. It's really good, really smooth tequila. And what we have today is the tequila mixed with some pineapple juice and mango puree and a splash of orange juice. That's what we're drinking on today. That's what we're drinking on for our libation. Let me go take a little sip. Let me take a little sip. That is delicious, ladies and gentlemen. That right there, that's delicious. All right, y'all need to go ahead and get you some. Now, we're gonna go ahead and get into this recipe, all right? All right, let's get started. All right, so we're gonna get into this thing. So we have melted 2 tablespoons of butter in our skillet, and we are going to saute our onion. So we're gonna do that. The onion going. And this is this is like a medium onion. And I diced up the whole thing. So 1 medium onion, and you're gonna saute it until it's translucent. Now, I've also got my water going for my noodles. And we're gonna put in a tablespoon of bouillon, chicken bouillon, into the water to flavor the noodles. It's gonna be good. And it's boiling, so we're gonna go ahead and put the noodles in. And we're gonna do rotini today, but of course you can use spaghetti noodles, linguine, penne pasta, whatever you want to use. But we're gonna do the rainbow rotini today. So we poured that into our boiling water with some bouillon to help flavor the noodles, and we're gonna of course let that boil till al dente. Okay, we don't want it mushy, we don't want it too firm. Al dente. Okay, our onions are looking pretty good. You can smell that aroma. This makes it so much better, your food. And we are going to put, I'm gonna do 3 teaspoons, well 2 teaspoons. That was about a half. We're gonna do a whole one, 2 whole ones. So 2.5 teaspoons of garlic. And we're gonna mix that in with our onion. And all of this is going to make our sauce. So it's gonna be really, really good. And with the garlic, you don't wanna do that for too long. So just enough to get a good aroma going on that. So then you're gonna add your meat. So the first meat that we have is our smoked sausage. You can get any kind of smoked sausage that you want. This has been rinsed and sliced. You can see that. So we're gonna put that in and kind of cook it a little bit before we add our other meat to that. So we're gonna get that going really well. And you can see the onion and the garlic is, you know, kind of coating around your meat real good. So that's gonna help flavor your meat. Next, we are going to add in some mild Italian sausage. Now, usually I use sweet Italian sausage because that's what I like to use, but they didn't have any at the store. So we got the mild, which is fine. So we're gonna put that in as well. And then you wanna break that up so it can begin to cook down with your meat. And we're gonna put the fire on medium because you don't want it to cook too quickly. You want to be able to break everything up so it gets a nice brown on it before we add our sauce to it. It's gonna be good, y'all. I'm telling y'all. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be delicious. All right. So we're gonna let this get to cooking pretty well. And then the next step, we're gonna add our ground beef. We also wanna stir our noodles. Make sure that they're not sticking, and they are not. They're looking pretty good. So we're gonna put that on a medium heat as well. We done cooked down our Italian sausage, and that was 1 pound of Italian sausage, by the way. Of course, the whole recipe is going to be on our YouTube page. I believe we are up to about 12 subscribers. Thank you. We need to get to 100. So y'all like and subscribe, please. And thank you. So our Italian sausage is cooking well. Now, we're gonna add 2 pounds of ground beef into our mixture. Right, and then we're gonna break that up, and then we're going to season the meat. So we're gonna break this up, and then we are going to season with our house seasoning. Now, I'm sure you're like, well, B, what is house seasoning? I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you. So house seasoning is 1/4 cup of seasoned salt, 1/4 of a cup of onion powder, 1/4 of a cup of garlic powder, and 1/8 of a cup of pepper. So that's house seasoning. And you just mix it all together, and we're gonna season our meat with the house seasoning. And we're gonna do about two tablespoons of the house seasoning. Get a good coating. You don't want to over season. So that should be more than enough to get a good flavor going on our meat. And so then we just kind of want to break it up and get that seasoning distributed evenly throughout the meat. And then we'll go to our next part, which is adding our sauce. So I'll come back and show you what that looks like in a few. It's good. All right, so get in here. You can see we got our meat well distributed. Everything's mixed in really well. Basically, you don't want any pink. And you want to make sure you have small chunks of the ground meat, so you don't have any big large pieces in there. So you want to just kind of stir and cut it up, cut through it as you go. So we're going to drain this next, but let's check our noodles and see how they are doing. And basically, you know when it's ready, you taste it to see if it's ready. Just check and see. Ooh, that bouillon do something to it. It's ready. It's been cooking for about 8 minutes. So it don't take long And you taste it. You don't want it mushy, and you don't want it too firm either. So that's perfect right there. So we're gonna drain this to get some of this oil off of it. And you just use a strainer and drain the oil off, and then we're gonna return it to the pan, and I'll show you the next step after that. All right. So we've drained the oil off, so you can come in and see all that oil is gone. So it looks pretty good. So now we are going to add our tomato sauce. And you can use whatever sauce you want. I like Hunt's, so that's what I use. And I pour it in, and then I get a little water. And all that sauce in there. So I use 2 cans of Hunt's. And then we're also going to use some diced tomatoes as well. We have a really good hearty sauce. There we go. And so we're gonna mix this in really well. Because your meat is gonna flavor your sauce. So you really just wanna mix this in and then let it simmer for about 20 minutes so that that meat flavoring and the onions and the garlic can get into your sauce really well. It's gonna be good, I'm trying to tell y'all. Now we are gonna add a teaspoon of Italian seasoning to this. Actually, we'll add a half a teaspoon. And then we're gonna add a tablespoon of, actually 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And that's not to make it sweet. The brown sugar is to taste, sometimes tomatoes can be a little bitter, and so you don't want to have that twangy taste or too tomatoey. So the brown sugar really mellows out the flavor of your sauce. So it's not necessarily sweet, but it becomes mellow when you put the brown sugar into it. And so we are going to mix this in really well, and then we're going to let it simmer, like I said, for about 20 minutes, and then it will be ready. So we're gonna continue mixing this, and then I'll show you what it looks like as it's simmering. So we'll be back in a few. So it's been simmering. It's simmering for about 10 minutes now. So you can see, come in close, what it's looking like. Looks real good. That's a good simmer. So we want to taste it to make sure we don't need to add anything else into the sauce. So we're going to taste it. Taste our sauce. And that's the thing about cooking. You have to taste your food to make sure it's to your liking. So you may want to add more. This is my recipe. But you may want to add some more seasoning. You may want a little bit less. But taste your food as you're cooking so you know where you are. That's it right there. That's it. Yes, sir. So we're gonna let this simmer for about 10 more minutes, and then we'll be ready. So this is a quick and easy meal that you can do. It takes about 30 to 40 minutes, and you pair it with a salad and some garlic bread. If you're low carb, you can skip the brown sugar, and then you can do your zucchini spirals for your noodles. So that, would be like a keto alternative. So quick, easy, simple, hearty, but delicious, y'all. Okay, so when we come back, we'll show you what our finished product looks like, and we'll go from there. Don't forget about your libation. Cheers. All right, get in here, get in here, get in here. Look at that. meat sauces. Ooh-wee. So that's simmered for about 20-25 minutes all together. Get all this sausage and get tomatoes. Oh yeah, that's right. So here's our finished product. That you can pair with a nice salad and some cheesy bread. I'll get a taste of this. Let's get in here. Ooh, yes, 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 yes. This drink is good, but this food is better. So y'all need to make this. It's so delicious. It's flavorful. I did add 1 more tablespoon of brown sugar and a half a teaspoon of garlic powder as it was simmering, because I tasted it and I wanted a little bit more flavor and a little bit more mellow. So that's what I added. Perfect. And I'm gonna put the full recipe on YouTube so you can see everything together so you can make it. Let me know if you made this. Let me know what you think. This is delicious. I'm about to enjoy this with my family. But thank y'all for tuning in. And until next week. Now next week, I know I said we were gonna do it this week, but we'll do it next week because we got time. We're gonna show you some recipes to make for your Easter dinner. So that's what we'll do for next week. Me and my daughter, hopefully. She can come and do it with me. So cheers. Happy Sunday. And we'll see you next week. Take care until then.